A red rose for a blue lady. The woman's scream abruptly stopped all conversation in the cafe. Seniors in the crowd adjusted their hearing aids. A table of teenagers stopped texting for almost 30 seconds. Manny Martinez stood up, nervously twisting a black cloth napkin in his hands as he sheepishly addressed the crowd. "Sorry, my girlfriend, Bonnie, she's upset, so—" He started backing toward the door. "Please, go back to whatever you were doing." He forced a laugh as he pointed to a plate on one of the tables. "Enchiladas, with lots of green chili. Good choice. Enjoy, enjoy." He turned and ran out of the restaurant. He spotted Bonnie hurrying along the side of the plaza opposite where the native folks sold their wares to Santa Fe tourists. She wore jeans and a black velvet top, the sleeves dotted with silver sequins. Her brown curls bounced as she took abnormally long strides. Manny jogged after her, his mop of black hair bouncing up and down, his tall, thin frame sporting a red polo shirt and tan chinos that made him look like a mannequin who just escaped from a department store window. He caught up to Bonnie and grabbed her arm. "Bonnie, what's going on?" She pursed her lips as she faced him. "You didn't tell me. How could you not have told me?" "Told you what?" "Back there, at the table." She sat down on a bench under the shade of a honey locust tree. "You said you were going to a local Republican meeting." "Did I?" "Sure did. First time I heard that. All casual and innocent-like, right after you ordered calamari for the table." She sniffed hard. "That makes you—" She exhaled the rest of the words. "A Republican. A redhead. A right-winger stinker." Manny sat next to her. "Hold on. Yes, I'm Republican, but I'm not a stinker," he chuckled. "You're a Democrat. I could easily call you a left-leaning, blue-belly-crazed liberal, but I won't." "You just did. The point is, it doesn't matter." He put his arm around her and brought his face close to hers. "When we were in bed last night, would you have done anything differently if you knew I was a Republican?" Bonnie gave him a weak smile, her green eyes wide and moist. "I would have spent more time on top." "Very funny." Bonnie threw up her hands. "Why didn't you tell me? It should have been part of your online dating profile." She poked the air with her index finger after each word. "Loves camping, hiking, moonlight swims, and propaganda spewed by the RNC." "Because it's not important. And by the way, that's factual information, not propaganda." "Manny, we're about to get engaged, meet each other's parents." "What am I going to tell mine?" "That my name is Manuel Martinez and that I love their daughter, Bonnie Paxton, more than anything else in the world." He smiled as he kissed her gently. "Then I'll hand them a copy of Ayn Rand's Atlas Shrugged." "Stop, Manny." She suppressed a laugh as she put her arms around his neck and kissed him on the cheek. "How will you introduce me to your parents?" "As the sweetest, gentlest person I know, who loves me and wants to spend the rest of her life with me." "And whose family reveres FDR?" "We'll leave that part out." The pair sat back on the bench, taking in the bustle of the plaza on this spring afternoon. Families with children squealing as they chased each other around the trees, an elderly couple walking a dog, a woman tuning a guitar, getting ready to sing, a pail at her feet with the word "donations" written on it. Manny turned to Bonnie. "Look at everyone here, enjoying themselves, having a good time. All kinds of people, old people, young people, locals, tourists. No one's concerned about who's red and who's blue. They're not all about to marry someone on the opposite side of the fence." She sighed as she looked at Manny. "I don't understand. You volunteer at the homeless shelter on weekends, help with clothes drives and food banks. You should be a liberal. I do it because I choose to, not because the government or some group tries to guilt me into it. That's a conservative approach." Bonnie shifted in her seat. "I don't see myself ever taking a conservative approach." "Really?" Manny folded his arms as he looked straight ahead. "Remember the time someone stole a Trump sign from your neighbor's lawn? Remember what you did?" Bonnie frowned. Manny looked directly at her. "You and a bunch of your other neighbors found out who did it, made him apologize, and return the sign. That man has a right to express his opinion. That's Democracy 101. You defended a conservative." Bonnie brought her hands to her ears. "Please, Manny, I don't want to hear this anymore. I can't." Bonnie. He took her hands in his. "What's really wrong?" "Oh, Manny," she sighed. "I'm scared. The world is so full of hatred and anger. Last Thanksgiving, my aunt and uncle came to our house. They said they intended to vote Republican. There was such a fight. My parents threw them out." She fought back tears. "What if that happens to you and me?" "It won't," he kissed her hands, "because I promise I will listen to you, not try to change your mind." Manny, she took his face in her hands. "And I promise not to judge you and always treat you as the good person I know you are." "We'll find things we agree on," said Manny as he kissed her. "We'll respect our differences," she said as she returned the kiss. Manny spotted a man pushing a cart with flowers. "Wait here," he jumped up. "Close your eyes. Close your eyes." "Where are you going?" "Never mind. Don't peek. Don't peek." He returned a few moments later. "Okay, open them." He handed her a single red rose. "Oh, Manny, it's beautiful." She took the rose and sniffed it. "You know, red is the color of power and aggression. It's also the color of love and passion," said Manny. "It's complicated, like life. Not black or white, or red or blue. Exactly." Manny pulled her up from the bench. "Now, my blue lady, let's head back to the cafe and see if we can get our table back. The calamari's probably cold by now. Who needs food? We have love." "I can't wait to have children with you," said Bonnie as she placed her arm in his. "They'll be beautiful. And smart. And Democrats. And what?" He stopped abruptly. "Let's let them decide what they want to be." Manny tapped her nose as they led her down the path through the plaza, the very place where the Santa Fe Trail ended and where so many new ones began.